Well, the Spanish international known as Martin Zubimendi that Mikel Arteta was so much obsessed with signing him in the January transfer window has gone ahead and dropped an Arsenal joining hint. That is really so much positive in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Welcome to this channel. Good evening, guys. First video of the day, but more is yet going to come. I promise you, by the time we get done, we will be having 4 or 5 videos uploaded today to see to it that you guys are being served in by one of those people that you trust with. That's why you trust on. That's why you guys go ahead to subscribe on this channel endlessly. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, or you've always been watching us and you've not always been subscribed to this channel, go ahead into the lower right bottom corner. There is a black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. In this video, we are talking the nominations for the Premier League Players of the Month. Arsenal is having 2 in there. I'm going to let you know who they are. Then the Goal of the Month, Arsenal has another nomination into that. Then the Manager of the Month, obviously Arsenal is having one of those managers being included into that category there. So better find yourself in a position of really staying in this channel because loads of news is coming in through. Then Matt Turner has spoken about Arsenal versus the MLS All-Star game that is going to be happening around the 16th to the 19th of July. That is in the summer. That's going to be the preseason. Now, Martin Zubimendi is 24 years of age, plays for Real Sociedad, plays as a CDM. He's one of those players that Mikel Arteta was obsessed with, and before he went in for Caicedo, Jorginho, he first wanted Zubimendi, and they had made an offer that really equaled his buyout clause of 60 million euros from Real Sociedad. Me, as a person or a fan of United who watched Zubimendi play against us in a double tie in our group that we were really put in with Real Sociedad, I know the player very well. He's multi-talented. He's just that kind of player that has every mineral of a CDM. And secondly, going forward is good. He can play in a double pivot alongside maybe Thomas Partey or any other player. And Mikel Arteta has not gone ahead to sign very many Spaniards at his club. Does Arsenal have any Spaniard? Has Mikel Arteta signed any Spaniard at his club? I think he has not. That's why in the January transfer window, we found ourselves into the noises of Zubimendi and Fresneda because these players are really Spanish, and I think Mikel Arteta has to give a reward to his ethnicity, or country, or nation where he comes in from, because managers have always gone ahead to sign in players from the nations they come in from. And I think what delayed him from signing Spanish players was, one, they needed stability in the team. But when you look at the players that are really on the ladder of Mikel Arteta that are really Spanish, there are really many. Zubimendi, there is Marc Asensio, there is Nico Williams, there is Yeremi Pino. Is it Pino? Pino. So those 4 players are on the ladder of Arsenal, and Arsenal are really monitoring those players. And don't get surprised if at all in the January transfer window we find ourselves bringing you stories of Spanish players in here for you, because Brazilian players have been embraced due to Edu at Arsenal. English players, I think he has signed Ben White and Aaron Ramsdale, but no Spanish player has so far been signed by Arsenal. That's it. So this story has been brought to us by Sports, that Zubimendi has come out and really spoken about his failed January transfer move to Arsenal. Zubimendi has told us that rumors, because I told my agent that I didn't want to hear anything, especially in the winter. Leaving Real Sociedad aside with the season we are having would be illogical. I'm very happy here. Now, when you look at that story, it just goes down into your memory lane with a description or explanation that this player wants a move away from Real Sociedad. But January wasn't the perfect timing for him to really leave Sociedad. Why was he talking about the perfect season they are really having? They were into the round of 16 of the UEFA Europa League because they topped the group where United was with FC Zurich and Omonia. Then, as we speak right now, they are seated fourth onto the La Liga, and him leaving that team, it would have been something great for him and the board of Real Sociedad, because the money was wanted by Real Sociedad that Arsenal had really made in or put in of 60 million euros. That was the offer, but the player said no. I think he wants to leave them when he has put them in a better position, like qualifying for the Champions League and maybe go out to the levels of really even maybe doing the needful in Europe and really earn some money for the club, because he knows what it means. However much selling him is going to gate Real Sociedad 60 million euros, because that's the buyout clause they're really having in his contract. That was not enough for him. He wanted them to be playing in the Champions League, but he's also telling us that in the summer, I'm leaving. He has not included that into the statement, but he's reacting to him not wanting to leave Real Sociedad in the January transfer window. Reason given, because of the season they are having now. That means the season is ending around the 10th of June, and after the 10th of June, 1st of July, transfer window. That means if at all any team comes in through for him, they'll go all out and sign him. But the big question is, will Arsenal go back for Zubimendi? That's what we'll be waiting for in the summer. But Barcelona is one of those teams that really want Zubimendi, but Arsenal have got a numerical advantage because because Barcelona don't have money. To buy a player like Zubimendi, they need to sell players and obviously buy him in. So, whichever player they sell, they have to find themselves in a position of using 40% of the amount of money they've sold the player. So it makes it hard for Arsenal to go all out and really get in the players. Barcelona to get in the players they want, and they are planning to bring back Lionel Messi, and you know how much he earns, meaning that it's going to be hard for them to sign very many players if at all they bring back Lionel Messi. So that is Martin Zubimendi, plays as a CDM, can play as a double pivot or number 8. So he's really a very brilliant player that Arsenal were chasing for into the summer, and they never found themselves really signing him as they really wished before they went to Jorginho and Moise Caicedo. Now today, the player of the month nominees for the month of March have been released by the Premier League, and obviously it's powered by EA Sports. I think they do what we call the games, I think PS4, is it our PS5, PS6? That's what they really deal a lot in. And those players include the following. There is Isak of Newcastle. There is McAllister of Brighton. There is Mings, the defender of Aston Villa. Bukayo Saka from Arsenal. Mohamed Salah coming in from Liverpool. And then Leandro Trossard coming in from Arsenal. Now, when you look at Bukayo Saka, he scored a goal against Everton. That was on the 1st of March. He never scored in the game of Bournemouth. In the game of Fulham, did he score? He never scored in the game of Fulham. So in the game of Crystal Palace, he found himself scoring a brace and creating one. That is Bukayo Saka for you. When you look at Leandro Trossard, he put up an assist in the game of Everton. You get? The goal that Odegaard scores was an assist coming in from Leandro Trossard. In the game of Bournemouth, he played just 29 minutes and got off. He returned in the game of West Ham. He created 3 assists. That is Leandro Trossard. And in the game of Crystal Palace, he found himself creating an assist for the 3rd goal that Granit Xhaka scored for Arsenal. So, if we had to look into this season, if you had to look into the month of March, I think Trossard has an edge over all these players. It's time to reward players that really put in assists. You get? He played Everton, Fulham, and Crystal Palace. 3 games, and he put up 5 assists. I think he should be the main man to win this. He should be the main man to win this. And his team is topping the Premier League. Why don't they go ahead and really give it to him, because he deserves it? Then after that, we go to the managers of the month. That is Mikel Arteta. Obviously, in the month of March, he had close to how many games? 4. And he's gone ahead to win all of those 4 games. And he's facing stiff competition from De Zerbi, the manager of Brighton, Unai Emery, manager of Aston Villa, Pep Guardiola, manager of Man City. But when you look at Pep Guardiola, I think he has won all his games also. Then Mikel Arteta has also gone ahead to win all his games in March. So I think it's between Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola as it stands here onto the Rokani Media Football. So let's wait and see how that's going to go ahead and really unfold. But again, there is what we call the goal of the month, and the following have been nominated. Now, Reiss Nelson for the goal he scored against Bournemouth. Gapco for the goal he scored against Manchester United. The first one, was it the second one, I think? Then Patson Daka, the goal he scored against Chelsea. Kai Havertz, the goal he scored against Leicester City. Kovacic, the goal he scored against Leicester City. Harrison, the goal he scored against Brighton. Ishak, the goal he scored against Nottingham. It was a beauty, especially that first one that he scored. Then Johnny of Wolves, the goal he scored against Leeds. That is the main man in there for you. So we are having 8 goals nominated for the goal of the month nomination award, and we don't know who is going to take it, but I think that is really beyond my understanding, because I believe it's really going to be so much competitive depending on who you think should really win it in here onto the channel known as Rokani Media Football. Now, Marcus Rashford has been one of those players that has always been into the Player of the Match nominations, but I think in March we had a very bad spell at Manchester United. That's why he's out, and Erik ten Hag also never got the season he deserved, because we lost to Liverpool, we drew with Southampton, and we played like 3 games, and other teams really played 4. So let's wait and see how that unfolds. But it's all about Manchester United coming in through and really coming closer and closer and closer. We all know that Arsenal is going to play in the MLS. So it's going to play the MLS All-Stars in June. In July. And obviously Matt Turner, who was bought from the MLS to Arsenal, has gone ahead and really spoken about the game between Arsenal and the MLS All-Stars. He has said, I'm really excited about coming back to play in the All-Star game. It would be really cool to have been on one side of it and then come back and play on the other side of it, so to speak. That is Matt Turner for you, and he's really ready to get himself into this fixture. And to me, I believe that he's going to be the goalkeeper. Maybe that 90 minutes won't elapse without him being in between the stitches of Arsenal. I think Ramsdale will find himself playing like 45 minutes. Then Matt Turner will come in through and obviously feature into that fixture. So guys, your thoughts on Zubimendi drops Arsenal joining Heat are welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about Bukayo Saka, Reiss Nelson, and Trossard being nominated in the different player categories for the month of March nominations, and Mikel Arteta being nominated as the manager of the month to compete with De Zerbi, Unai Emery, and Pep Guardiola? Your thoughts on who is going to win are welcome in the comment section below on those various categories. I've brought you 3 categories, and Arsenal have a participant or a representative in all of them. Player of the month, Trossard, Saka. Manager of the month, it's Arteta. Then goal of the month, Reece Nelson, but I have my reservations on Bukayo Saka being nominated. You get? When you look at Martinelli, I think Martinelli deserved a spot into the player of the month because he has scored literally in every game that Arsenal has played in March. He scored a brace against Everton. You get? He scored against Fulham. He scored against Crystal Palace. You get? He has been scoring goals and has been a live wire in those games that Arsenal have been playing for. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's see close to 100 likes smash on this video. May the Almighty bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later as Rokani David remains my name.